I'd now like to introduce Sue Hutchings, the Acting Executive Director for Water and the River Murray with the Department of Environment and Water, to give us an overview of TLM and some opening comments. Welcome, Sue.
Thank you, Tony, for the introduction, and thank you, Julie and the dancers, for your wonderful welcome to country. I too would like to pay my respects and acknowledge the deep attachment and connection that First Nations people have to this land that we stand upon today, which we are also going to hear about some more during this evening's event. So it's a pleasure to also acknowledge your attendance, Julie, as the chairperson of the River Murray and Mallee Aboriginal Corporation, along with other RMAC members. In addition, it's a pleasure to acknowledge Mr. Peter Hunter, Mayor of the Renmark Paringa Council, and Deputy Mayor Margaret Howie. So tonight I welcome you all here on behalf of the Department for Environment and Water to celebrate a significant milestone, being 20 years of the Living Murray program and the Chowilla Floodplain as an icon site. The Living Murray is a joint initiative funded by the Australian, South Australian, New South Wales and Victorian governments and coordinated by the Murray-Darling Basin Authority. It is one of the longest running river restoration programs in Australia, created in response to widespread ecological decline being evident over time across our River Murray and various iconic sites, including its wetlands, floodplains, estuaries and forests. Through the Living Murray, much needed water has been returned to the environment, supported by the use of water management infrastructure and monitored through an ongoing adaptive program. In February, we also celebrated this significant milestone at the Coorong Lower Lakes and Murray Mouth Living Murray Icon Site, and tonight we are recognising the programme's achievements at the Chowilla Floodplain Icon Site. This evening, the outcomes of the Living Murray programme will be shared, detailing the early recovery of water for the environment, how the water has been and is being delivered to Chowilla, and how the floodplain ecology is changing. We have a full agenda with presentations from Jew's water managers, community and some of South Australia's leading scientists. We also have 2 panel sessions where you will have the opportunity to ask questions of the presenters and other experts. The Living Murray program is a great example of how governments and communities can work together to restore and protect our river system. Ultimately, a successful program such as this one is about people and how they unify to achieve common goals. To this end, I would like to acknowledge the significant and dedicated work of many groups, partnerships and individuals to make this program a success over the last 20 years. It's important that I acknowledge the Murray-Darling Basin Authority, who coordinate the Living Murray program. MDBA staff from the Living Murray have worked to support our programs in both the Coorong Lower Lakes and Murray Mouth and Chowilla Icon sites, and we're really grateful for this partnership. I would like to acknowledge the work of our colleagues from SA Water, whose skilled operation of the water management infrastructure is integral to the effective water delivery at Chowilla. And I would also like to give a big thank you to the many local community members who have been fierce advocates for Chowilla, some over many decades, and have supported the program over the years, including some that have joined us here tonight. Another important sector of the local community are the members of our Chowilla Community Reference Group. This group and its previous iterations has been meeting from the beginning of the Living Murray program, and their advice and advocacy is integral to its success. Scientists and wetland managers have also played a big role in collecting ecological data for many years. This includes staff from SARDI Aquatic Sciences, the University of Adelaide, CSIRO, the Murraylands and Riverland Landscape Board, and a range of other monitoring providers, as well as numerous staff from the department. A number of these scientists are presenting tonight, and we're very excited to have you all here, so thank you. The scientists not only implement the critical monitoring programs, but they also willingly contribute their scientific expertise and advice to inform our environmental water management at Chowilla and across the SA Murray-Darling Basin. Many members from the First Peoples of the River Murray and Mallee region have supported the Living Murray program over the years, including supporting planning, construction, monitoring and site management activities. We will hear more about the range of this involvement shortly. We are incredibly grateful for all the First Peoples of the River Murray and Mallee community members, and over recent years the RMAC rangers who have worked with our ecologists to help collect data for the monitoring programs. Our staff are always impressed by your ability to don a pair of waders and pitch in to set nets, identify and count fish and tadpoles, and your generosity in sharing your knowledge and culture. I'm also pleased to highlight the important cross-border collaboration between staff and colleagues in New South Wales and with the Maora Nation in delivering water for the environment out Kalkerna, where the Chowilla floodplain extends across the border. And apologies if I get the pronunciation right, because I was pulled up last time. So lastly, there are some other special guests here tonight who have travelled from the bottom of the Murray-Darling Basin in South Australia. So a big welcome to the Coorong Lower Lakes and Murray Mouth Community Advisory Panel and the CLIM TLM staff. It's wonderful that you've come along to hear about the work happening in the top system in SA. So in closing, I would just like to reflect on how the Living Murray has been such an important program for the department and the state more broadly over the years. The Living Murray was always referred to as the first step decision, and in many ways it paved the way for the Basin Plan implementation and the further recovery of water across the Murray-Darling Basin, and it has been foundational to ecological improvements and river restoration. On behalf of the department, I would like to thank everyone for all your valuable contributions to the Living Murray program and Chowilla Floodplain Icon site. So I hope you all enjoy the night, and I'll now hand back to Tony. Thank you.